I just needed to... Oh, dear goodness gracious in heaven, what is that?
It's my deck. What did you expect?
Oh,
to come in here.
why does it look... Oh, my goodness gracious.
Told you not to come in here. Do you want to come a little closer? Do you want to come a little closer?
No!
I'd be happy to provide some services for you. Come on. Come over here, Al.
Are you practicing?
Yeah, I'm practicing. Have you never seen a pole dancer before? Do you want to try it? I got a
Why would
second
you
one.
dance on a... It's a pole. That doesn't make any sense.
There's 2 poles in here. You want to get on the other pole?
Bye!
No, come on. Get on here. Come on. Come on, you gotta try it. Come on. Okay.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Neat. Wait. Alright, I want to test something. When you hear this, press 1 and send it. Does Rose sound good? I think we were only able to do John. Alright. And I guess I can, read them at my own rate, and if I miss anything I can just... Where's that one? On the advice of your new friend John, you go to visit one of his close comrades. Close only figuratively speaking, since it seems she lives all the way on the other side of the country. I know the feeling. That's no problem for you though, since your new powers let you hop anywhere, anytime, even to places that don't Oh wait, hold on. We missed something big. We missed how we got here. You remember the ending of Friends Him? You click on the last page of the Homestuck epilogues. You read it, then you read it again. You scroll down to the next section and find nothing. The little blue arrow you crave is nowhere to be found. What the... Are you serious? What kind of ending was that? Absolutely nothing got resolved. And don't worry, there's no spoilers for the epilogue. You stand up so fast your chair falls over. Jimmy, Christmas, you are steamed. Maybe eventually with further thoughts you'll come to appreciate the thematic elements and contributions to narrative convention. But as of right now, what you need to understand, what happened to you don't need to know that. You have to have words with someone. Stomping out of the low computer room, you blink a few times, trying to readjust to the dim parlor after staring at a screen for so long. Doc Scratch? Where's that creepy round fellow? You sure got his number now. You know all about how he ruined the lives of 8 human kids and 12 trolls. How he played everybody, including you. At the very least, he owes you a satisfying conclusion to this story. Hoo-hoo. This came out before Homestuck 2. Oh gosh. You march confidently down the hall in the direction of a sudden ruckus. Turning the corner, you see 2 figures. One is definitely Doc Scratch. The other is a dark silhouette in a fashionable hat and coat. While you watch, the latter begins to hit the former with a cane. Oh gosh darn it. You know what's happening. You know some war. You need to get out of here before this place goes up in flames. It happens about 2,000 pages ahead of where you are. Survive now, yell about unsatisfactory narratives later. With that in mind, you leave behind this ridiculous altercation, trampling a pile of notes and photographs underfoot as you make a run for the fenestrated wall. See ya, suckers. You sail through feet first, bracing for the smell of overturned earth and the sight of the twin Alternian moons. Man, it's going to be good to see your friends again, especially now that you're armed with all this canon knowledge. Oof. But what surrounds you is not Fozzer's corpse field. It's a whole lot of nothing. Are you lost between worlds or something? Wait, no. You see a glimmer in the distance. A bright white light. Swallowing down the surge of panic, you move toward it. The light coalesces into the form of a small symbolic house. Hey, you recognize this house. It comes about 3,000 pages after where you are, but... By the way, if you can hear my voice, and it's a good volume, send the letter B. And it's a good volume. Send the letter B. And it's a good volume. Send groovy. Maybe if I just do that. Okay, and no, I heard you. Or saw ya. Okay, well, you did that. A barrage of images hit you. Broken, chaotic flashes, too fractured to make sense of. You just stuck your hand into the most powerful item in the whole of this narrative, and your body is not taking it well. Bright, sizzling pain hits the nerve center of your brain and radiates out to your extremities. Wow, you are a moron. You aren't a comic character. You aren't meant for this sort of metatextual energy. It hurts. It burns. It unravels you from the inside out, and then everything goes white. Oh, that's blinding. Well, lovely morning. The air is fresh and crisp. It's early spring, probably. You find yourself on the sidewalk in a suburban neighborhood, facing a neat, friendly house. A neat, friendly boy stands at the window on the second floor, looking down at you. At least, you hope he's friendly. Man, you would really love to be his friend. And, you know, the whole song and dance, you end up, losing all your memories of your friends that you made along the way, like Lank and Malik and Chixie. So, let's just skip to the best character so far. And yeah, you become friends with John, he thinks you're a mailman, yada yada. So, lives on the other side of the country, no problem for you. Well, you think your powers let you do that, you just have this distinct metatextual feeling that you could pretty much go anywhere at this point. You know that doesn't make any sense. There's nothing that doesn't make sense about friendship, though, and that's exactly what you're about to do. Friendship, that is. You're about to do some friendship by making a new friend. Her name is, you check your notes, Rose. This is her house, apparently. Looks kind of weird and modern, and it's situated in the middle of the woods for no good reason you can think of. Also, it's pouring rain, which is not what you would describe as ideal friend-making conditions. Still, nothing stops a mailman, not from delivering mail nor making friends. Rather famously, rain and other similar weather patterns provide no deterrent to the performance of his duty. There's no duty more important than friendship. Ah, such a lovely song she got. Suddenly, a woodland girl approaches. Who goes there? Oh, it's your new friend Rose, obviously. Literally no one else this could be. You introduce yourself. You are the cool mailman who John told her to expect a visit from soon. You would doff your mail hat to signal a friendly greeting, except recently you accidentally dropped into a sewer along with all your other mail-specific clothes, as well as all the mail you were supposed to deliver, as you explained to her gratuitously in an unconvincing manner. It's not a great start, you admit, but you've done much worse. What's a good Rose voice? You are not a mailman. Yikes. You are busted almost immediately. You briefly consider whether you should double down on the lie and try and say something mailman-like, or whether the right call is to come clean, since she's clearly too smart for this amateur bullshit. But it's taken a few seconds too long for you to decide, which looks guilty as hell. That's it, the jig is up. You slouch in defeat. You ask her if she would please consider not telling John. You ask her if she would please oh, I just read that. Your heart couldn't take it if he found out your entire friendship was based on a lie. You want me to keep a secret from one of my best friends to protect the feelings of a random buffoon who I've never met and arbitrarily showed up to my house in the remote wilderness like a creep? And here we come to the crossroads. Let me just save here. Now, I pose this question to you, my friend. Personally, I feel we should just be forward about it, you know? And if there's a bit of a delay, it's because I have to wait like half a minute for your answer because of the lag. So I'm just going to keep on talking so that there won't really be any awkward silence. Although you can take this time to listen to the wonderful music there is. Oh dear, okay, you'll probably have answered by now, but I recommended saying yes. Is it alright if we go with yes, though? Because I know it's going to happen, and I would just say that we lose nothing by saying yes. This time, let's just go with yes. Yes, that's what you want. Or wait. Hold up. I'm trying to remember which one is which. It's been a long time since I've done this route. Yeah, here we go. I guess you were right then. Man, you guess today's the day you get owned by teens. She's totally right. What are you doing just wandering up to her house without even calling first? She's totally disrespectful of her time. No need to self-flagellate. It was a simple suggestion to more critically examine your motivations and actions in the future. No, she's right. You're going. You zap away, aiming for a spot about half a mile away into the woods, where you can become properly soaked and miserable. But instead of trees, you find yourself standing in front of a bank of computers. Shit, you misfired. Wait, you remember seeing a big structure off in the distance when you were in front of Rose's house. You figured it was just some sort of office building, but this looks more like a factory or a secret research lab. The computers show coordinates on a screen that don't mean anything to you. The countdown clock is frozen on 4:13. I wonder if that's an important number or something. All of this has the trappings of a tableau someone set up for you to see. Turning away from the screens, you wander down a long line of gleaming science fiction equipment. It reminds you of the pictures of old computers from the 1950s, the ones that took up entire rooms. Oh hey, the cat's here. Cool. Hey Maddie. Oh, he's a good girl. You bet you could go back and visit some of those if you zapped hard enough. You wander through a whole maze of halls and wide, echoing rooms that aren't pictured because our art budget is only so big, but take it as a certainty that they're all very mysterious. Eventually, you circle back to that strange bank of screens. Nervously, you hit a few keys, tap a few fingers against the readouts. Nothing. It's all locked down. You think that if you could only get these screens to unlock, you could unravel the secrets to life, the universe, and everything. That's a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Or maybe it's your memories that you're trying to unlock. Maybe then you'll understand the seething waters of this endless ocean of time and space intertwining in the... Meow. Meow? Meow. This is one of the best characters right here. You turn around, expecting a cat, and you do get a cat. A very adorable black kitten, tiny and soft, with 4 more eyes than a cat should have. Aww. But the cat isn't the only thing here. A woman in a sleek white lab coat and sensible heels holds the cat, pinning you to the spot with her gaze. Or at least you assume she has. Her hair is in her eyes and the light is behind her, so all you can see of her face are her painted lips. Sorry ma'am, you absolutely didn't mean to trespass in your secret science lab, and you actually aren't even lying. You really did just fuck up this time. The lady puts the cat down slowly, where it rolls on its back and bats a paw playfully in the air. Aw, cats are great. Even mutant cats. Maybe especially mutant cats. This little guy should have a name. You think you'll name them Cryptid McWhiskers? Yeah, Cryptid McWhiskers is a great name. In fact, you can't imagine anyone ever naming this cat anything else. You hold out a hand to Cryptid McWhiskers and wriggle your fingers. It rolls back onto its feet and saunters over to you. It's as soft and fluffy as it looks, and its 4 eyes blink up at you with utter trust. At least this kitty will be your friend. The ominous clack of heels on cement reminds you that you and Cryptid McWhiskers are not alone. While you are busy with the kitty cat, to the very intimidating and well-coiffed lady so walked over to the bank of screens. Anyway, here's a question, kiddo. How many people have you seen with eyebrows in this webcomic, huh? Aside from, in this game. Not many eyebrows, She presses a button, and it must have some sort of fingerprint recognition or retinal scanning. Or maybe she's just better at things than you are, because it works for her. To be fair, she is a top-tier hacker chick. On the floor a few feet from you is a round gray protrusion. A platform on the floor. You saw it earlier, but you had no idea what it was for, so you just ignored it. What you don't understand can't hurt you, right? You think that's probably right. The intimidating lady presses a button on the screen, her mouth turning up at the corners. A flash and a pop, like the pressure in the room changes. You feel it in your eardrums. A pumpkin appears on the round gray platform. Fuck. You aren't really sure what she's trying to say here. Making a pumpkin appear out of thin air is impressive, but probably would have been more so if you hadn't been popping in and out of existence all day. It's gonna take more than a pumpkin to impress you. Pumpkin? What pumpkin? The lady shakes her head and hits another button. The pumpkin vanishes and in its place is a tiger. Yes, you heard that right. A whole ass tiger. Orange and black, big teeth and big paws. For a second, the two of you just look at each other. Honestly, the tiger might be more shocked than you are. Kinda sucks to think about. 1 second, you're just chilling in the savannah, mauling antelopes and drinking at the watering hole. The next, you're in the secret lab in upstate New York, staring down a very unappetizing-looking protagonist. Apparently you are appetizing enough for it to want to get a taste, though, because it looks from you to Cryptid McWhiskers and back again. Then it charges. Try to boot it out of here. The lady in the lab coat looms up in front of you. She's saying something. You strain to hear her. The tiger is right behind you. The lady or the tiger? At the last minute, you remember you have magic powers and choose the third option, teleporting the fuck out of her. Oh, not again. You just zapped into yet another unknown building. Although from the view out the window, you think you might be in Rose's house. Also, the fact that Rose turns the corner in the hallway and stops short still no ranger. Her eyes are very wide. You wave awkwardly. Also, I just want to say, that is like... Look at that drawing, that character model. They did a good job with her. Good job. At least better than they did with Kanaya. But that's later on. That snaps her out of it. She stands up straight, sliding easily from shock to superiority. So you thought you'd just let yourself in? After wasting my time mumbling about the mill, a gaudy display of manipulative self-recrimination, and then popping out of existence to leave me asking myself if I'd finally lost my mind? You hadn't meant to do any of that, especially not the last part. She isn't losing her mind, unless both of you are losing your minds together. Rose looks you over. Finally, she seems to decide that you are for real. Let me try and get a better Rose voice. Your predilections toward the mailman mimicry weren't all that John told me about. Oh? He also said that you had certain powers. Powers of teleportation and time travel. I told him that he must be mistaken, since it's a well-known and accepted fact that magic, although popular and highly encouraged subject of fiction, is fake as hell. What an interesting sentiment, don't you think? Oh, your zappy powers? No, those are totally real and not fake. Real in a different way than you being a mailman is real, since that is actually made up. She's still got her umbrella open. Hey, doesn't she know that's bad luck? Luck is also fake as hell. Oof, don't want Vriska hearing her saying that. You say you can do magic. Prove it. But she just saw you vanish out in her front yard. Like I said, I could be losing my mind. She could be losing it now at this very minute, but you see no point in arguing. You hold out a hand, and after a moment of hesitation, Rose puts her fingers in yours. Her nails are long and sharp and painted a glossy black. How goth. She closes her eyes and her umbrella droops. Not that shown in the picture or anything, because, again, art budget. Should I picture my room with something similar? I'm not quite sure how this is supposed to work. She still thinks you're fucking with her. You tell her that you guess she can do that if she wants. Zap. When you open your eyes, you find yourself in a large, messy bedroom. Oh. She drops her umbrella. You really did that. The boots track muddy prints into the thick white carpet. Surprise! You really are magic. Rose puts a small hand against her perfectly painted black wood lips. Guess that's something her and her mom have in common. She seems momentarily lost for words, and you get the feeling that is not something that happens very often. Her eyes are wide and deeply purple. They're sparkling, you might even say. Hang on, I'll be right back. Stay here. Don't go out into the hall. It's not safe. I just want to point out that looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Unless I miss my guess, that is the month of April in the year 2009. April 13th, 2009. I wonder if anything happened on 4/13. It's probably not important or anything, definitely not a significant date. You tell Rose to take her time. You're happy to just stand here dripping on your nice clean floor. She leaves the room and you take the opportunity to examine your surroundings a little more closely. The bed is unmade, the books are strewn over the floor carelessly, and a collection of half-drunk cups of coffee crowd the desk. That's actually an interesting thing. Did you know that all the Durst streamers have messy beds, and all the Prospect streamers, like John and Jade, have clean beds? And I'd just like to point out that my bed is pretty much always messy, as is my room. So, Durst all the way, baby. Half-finished name projects lie in soft piles all over the room. In fact, there's a lot of evidence that this room is often occupied by someone with a lot of interest who has trouble settling down and putting her attention to one thing at a time. My, doesn't that sound familiar? Maybe you are a light player. Who knows? Man, you relate. Not of interest, but with friends. Can't imagine selling for just one. Rose has a number of posters on her walls, although nowhere near as many as her friend John. A calendar hangs beside the window, days ticked off with little X's, all the way up to 4/13, which is circled. Probably for no real reason, it's just another day. Step closer to read the year date up in the corner. 2009? What the hell do you care about the date? You can make days any day of the damn week. Rain or shine, night or day. Rose sure is taking a while out there. She told you that it'd be safe out in the hall. Maybe she hasn't just been clipping. Maybe she's actually in trouble. What should you do? This one I leave completely up to you. Because the thing about the last one was if you say no or yes, you end up here. The only difference is if you say no, you get to meet Cryptic McWhiskers, which I feel is far more important than anything else that has happened in this game. So, this time it really is up to you. I won't interfere. she just went out into the hallway. But she said the hallway was dangerous, so... I love this song. Did it. Oh, James Roach did it. Oh yeah, please support the Trevor Project is named it. Go look for her, you say? You got it. You're too anxious to sit still, and you aren't the sort of person who just sits there and waits for friend opportunities to fall into their lap. Better to run headlong into danger, or as much danger as a minimalist upper middle class house in the middle of the woods can offer. Rose has told you that it isn't safe. You creep out into the hallway, where a bunch of things happen more or less simultaneously. A deluge of quick-time events that you had no idea were coming. Lightning flashes in the perfect, jagged line across the tall window at the end of the hall, followed immediately by a crash of thunder so loud you'd think the house might be falling down. Abruptly, all the lights go out. Another flash of lightning, and for a vertiginous moment, you see a long, thin figure superimposed against the window. Namely, that one. You freak the fuck out, jumping about a foot in the air and yelling like a cat. Like cryptid McWhiskers, perhaps? A small hand lands on your shoulder and you jump again. Calm down, it's just me. Rose speaks in a normal tone of voice, and it's jarring. The house is echoey and cavernous, and there's just something about a dark house on a stormy evening that makes you want to whisper. I told you to stay put for a reason. It's too early for my mother to be sauced enough not to notice random strangers in the house, and I don't want you to go through the tedious process of explaining who you are. You have a perfectly understandable reason for why you left, and that reason is that you were lonely. Rose snorts. Cold? You mean you were cold? Well, you are soaking wet. Follow me. She grabs you by the wrist, and tows you down the hall. You wonder if you should warn her about the strange, wraith-like creature you saw by the window, but you don't want to freak her out. I mean, to be fair, moms are pretty freaky. Although her mom might be at risk, too. Whatever, moms are tough. She'll be fine. This probably isn't the first time she's gone toe-to-toe with a weird slender man. Although, Doc Scratch, like, he wears a suit, and, like, he's got pure white skin, and, like, expressionless, blank face, so, like, is he just green and slender? This house looks haunted as shit. Rose brings you to a dark laundry room, then motions you to take off your hoodie, which you do, gladly, because it is soaking wet. That's interesting. The design on the front. Does it mean anything? Oh, yeah, it is kinda cool. A blue line with a zigzag on one end like lightning. Looking at it makes you feel unsettled. You realize Rose is still waiting for a response, so you just hand her the hoodie and tell her no. You're pretty sure it's just an abstract sign. Aw, poor Malik. I really hope we get to bring him back. Then you stand there while she tosses the sweatshirt in the dryer, feeling the alarming currents of memory in your bloodstream. You're sure there must be something you forgot to do. You continue to feel weird as Rose hits the dryer button and nothing happens. Fuck. She hits the button a few more times as if that will make a big difference when the power is out. She presses her thumb and forefinger to the bridge of her nose. Well, you aren't going to fit into anything of mine. She leads you down more dark hallways. Man, this house is unreasonably huge. You ask Rose if a lot of people live here. No, it's just me, my mother, and a horde of liquids not soluble in water. Here, try not to drip on the carpet. Now, that sounds a bit too... I don't know. Still doesn't sound like Rose, you know? You're unsure how you're supposed to manage that, but okay. The room is large and dark, and when Rose parts the curtains, a flash of lightning illuminates a four-poster bed, a long counter, and a shelf covered head to foot in bottles. Rose vanishes through another door, leaving you to peruse. This is all liquor. Shit, this is a lot of booze. Here, I'm not sure what you would want to wear, but this should work until the power comes back on and we can dry your clothes. Rose hands you a long silk robe, kind of like the one Shixie had elsewhere that one time. She won't miss this. I don't think she ever even wore it. She has this whole closet full of fantastic clothes that she never puts on. Oh, so she thinks clothing is fantastic. No wonder her and Kanaya get along. You take the robe and go into the large master bathroom. It's kind of a mess. The tub looks like it hasn't been cleaned in a long time. The robe gives you that same knotted feeling of familiarity that looking at your hoodie did, but you put it on anyway. It's a relief to get it out of your wet clothes. You hang them carefully on the shower rod. When you head back into the bedroom, you find Rose standing in front of the wall of liquor. She's holding a bottle of Grey Goose, squinting at the label, like she's trying to read the nutrition facts. I'd just like to point out, Moirail sign, right there. I've often wondered what exactly the merits of consuming this are. It tastes quite literally like burning. She opens the bottle, and before you can protest that she is by no means the legal drinking age and wherever the fuck you are, she puts the bottle to her mouth and takes a sip. She sputters. Underage drinking. Where have I heard that before? I wonder if this Grey Goose is, what is it, rum? Oh no, it's vodka. I see. Anyway, she sputters. Ugh, that's terrible. You could have told her that. Straight vodka isn't for the uninitiated, even fancy vodka. You take the bottle from her. She hesitates for a moment, then lets it go. She sets it back on the shelf. This really is quite an impressive liquor cabinet. Liquor wall, liquor room. Her mom must have really refined palate. Don't strain yourself. You can say it. What's the point of mincing words? She's a fucking alcoholic. Wow, this is intense. I'm not sure if you're prepared for something this heavy. You were kind of counting on some silly shenanigans, maybe a couple of funny jokes. You aren't cut out for this. You get the feeling that at some point you might have been cut out for this. Oof. Oh boy. And I have been the sort of person your friends, or potential friends, could count on. Ouch. Oh, why can't we remember our friends? Ugh. So dumb. It's been like 8 weeks that this game has been out. Still haven't remembered our friends. It hurts me. In fact, you know on some level that this is true, but whenever you try to nail down any sort of specifics, you find a gaping lacuna in your experiences. It's all just white noise, which is actually the name of a dog scratch-like character in this fan-made PesterQuest.comic called Vast Error. It's really good. If you remember the Dance Out Your Frustrations video I sent you, White Noise, he's like school skull guy. One sec. Anyway, she doesn't even have the decency to hide her distasteful habits. Who needs an entire wall of liquor bottles? She doesn't have people over, she doesn't have any friends. This is all just for me. Just more of her passive-aggressive act as a femme fatale 1950s housewife with a death wish. That was surprisingly hard to say. It's just like the wizards. Wizards? Don't worry about it. You know how long it's been since I've had a home-cooked meal? And I'm not just saying that I require or even deserve a lovingly crafted culinary masterpiece every time I sit down to eat. That's going a bit far. I know John complains about being plagued by fatherly concern every chance he gets. He's overwhelmed by pastries whenever he ventures from his room. I'm glad my mother doesn't poke her considerable nose into my private affairs. But I'm sick of eating oatmeal. Rose, I told you, don't worry about it. But you will worry about it. You worry about all your friends. All 2 of them. I think you're forgetting a couple trolls. Rose smiles with half her mouth. Seems about all she can manage. Lightning crashes. She looks so small and sad against this wall of baubles. You know how to fix this. Thunder rolls and you clench your fist. A friendship clench. You don't know who you are, you don't know why you're here, but you do know that surely you have these powers for a reason. And what better reason than helping a poor young girl with her troubled home life? Rolling up your floppy sleeves, you get to work. What are you doing? You start with the dark liquors first. In your experience, those cause the worst hangovers and are more likely to contribute to the absence of hot, motherly meals and the overconsumption of oatmeal. You grab 2 bottles of rum, and 1 of bourbon, which you tuck in one armpit. Then you zap out of the house and into a clearing in the nearby woods. A couple of hours ago, before it started raining, you drop the balls and go back for more. Are you just stealing all of my mother's liquor? Is this your solution to her alcoholism? Don't worry, Rose can thank you later. You go for the tequila next, then the vodka. Then you get sick of this organized approach and just start grabbing what the fuck and dumping it in the past. Rose watches you do this for a while, then she hops up on the counter, crosses her legs and starts texting. Oh, she's really so intent on her conversation that she isn't even noticing you fixing her domestic situation. She keeps giving you little fleeting looks, and you're pretty sure she must be talking about you. You should just let her talk. This isn't right to try to invade your friend's privacy. You attempt to resist the temptation, which you fail at immediately. Not even an overused meme can save you. You zap behind her onto the counter where you can spy on your private correspondence, because that's what friends do. I don't know anything about them. I'm sorry. Sigh. And here's me trying to take advantage of your uncanny ability to make guesses verging on that word. I'm recently considered a reevaluation on magic. You don't know who this person is. Maybe you should just... You go back in time a couple minutes to when Rose started her conversation. The past self is busily zapping back and forth, carrying liquor bottles. You hunker down so you don't see yourself and cause a paradox wherever the fuck. Tentacle therapist began pestering Garden Gnostic. Out of a morbid curiosity to shine a light on my future, I come with metaphorical hat in hand to ask you to consult your dream clouds. Do you happen to know anything about this strange, cardboard cutout creature masquerading as a mailman? Are you sleeping? Sorry, I had to scold back. He's been acting really weird all of a sudden. Anyways, this is the same mailman that John was talking about. I'm trying to go for like an office voice-ish. The fake one who hung out with him? That's the one. They're currently emptying my mother's liquor cabinet in an attempt to prevent her from overindulging herself. Oh, are they drinking it? No, I think they're just dropping it into the woods with their magic powers. Oh. Do they know that she could just go out and buy more liquor? That's something you can do where you live, right? Yes, well, not exactly where we live. I think the nearest boozery is a good 20-minute drive. I'm not actually entirely sure where my mother got it all. We don't own a car, and as far as I know, sometimes it seems she has the ability to just make things appear. Okay, yeah, I just got your text. Yeah, this one is almost done. I don't know anything about them. I'm sorry. And here was me trying to take advantage of your uncanny ability to make guesses, verging on that word again, as I am recently considering a reevaluation on magic. I'm still pretty sure magic is fake. At least the kind of magic you're talking about. You know, Jade, I absolutely could not agree more. You know, there's probably some real magic out there somewhere. Yes, for instance, the sort that lets you spy on your hostess's private correspondence while you're stealing her mother's libations. You freeze. With a contrite zap, you reappear in front of Rose. She sets her phone down and props her chin up on a delicate fist. Sorry, you honestly don't know what got into. You just couldn't resist using your power for evil. Haven't you heard that with great power comes great responsibility? Rose is right. She's totally right. You've only had this power for like a day and you still aren't used to the idea of being able to just zap around all over the narrative. Clearly you did not appreciate the implications. Zapping all over the narrative sounds potentially stressful. Oh, you bet. You're incredibly stressed right now. Rose laughs. You apologize to her for stealing all of her mom's drinks. That was kind of overzealous of you. No, actually, I thought it was hilarious. I've never really been one for pranks. That's always fallen more in John's wheelhouse. But there's nothing wrong in occasionally stepping outside of one's comfort zone. Let's do the vodka next. Oh, that was too gauche right there. The two of you working together get the place cleared out pretty quick. You zap Rose along with you to the bright clearing in the field, and for a moment she just stands in the sunbeam, blinking at the cloudless sky. Her expression still says she might not be totally convinced any of this is happening. When all the liquor has been transferred from the bedroom to the woods, and a big glittering dragon's hoard of booze, you and Rose fall down next to it in a messy heap. Well, you fall into a messy heap. Rose lowers herself daintily, sitting more on her knees than her butt, probably to keep her skirt from getting dirty. You get the idea that even though she lives in the middle of nowhere, she doesn't spend a ton of time outside. To be fair, she looks incredibly pale. Like, not even when she's drawn as a person, she's just totally pale. Tell her again that you're sorry you spied on her correspondence with her green friend Gigi. Also, you hope she isn't going to get in trouble with her mom. I'm not unduly concerned. But tell her where it all is in a couple of days, although by that time I'm sure at least a good third of it will be water damaged. I'm sure this will have fantastic implications for our relationship, and not at all exacerbate the emotional problems underlying her addiction. You laugh awkwardly, and now you just feel like an asshole. Rose lies back on the grass and raises a hand to trace the curves of a fluffy white cloud. She closes her eyes. Perhaps it's just projection on my part, or wishful thinking. But ever since I met you, I feel like something has changed. Or rather, something has failed to change, if that makes any sense. It's probably nothing. Her eyes flicker back open, endlessly purple. Wow, okay. The protagonist really likes her eyes. Could this be a crush? Oh boy, how would I fit that into the shipping chart? Fixed on the sky like she can see something beyond it. Once again, you feel that there's something really crucial that you forgot. Like maybe Malik. But at least you've made a new friend, and even if you don't think Rose's brand would ever allow her to call you as such, you're lying in a sunny clearing next to a pile of alcohol, and honestly, it doesn't get much friendlier than that. And there we have it. That was Volume 2 of PesterQuest. Join us next time when we play A King's Feast of Ass and attempt to befriend the coolest kid on the block, Dave Strider. Hopefully followed by The Loneliest Girl in the World with Jade Harley, which is a bit of a long one. Until then, and until we eventually get of these trolley ones done, I do hope it has been a fun experience, and I look forward to next time. Bye-bye. Now, how do I close this stream thing? End stream. There it is. Bye-bye.